In February 2023, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake devastated parts of Turkey and Syria, leveling entire city blocks and causing tens of thousands of casualties. 3 years later, in June 2026, a rare seismic doublet struck Venezuela, two massive fault ruptures occurring just 39 seconds apart. Almost immediately after the dust settled, a specific narrative went viral online. Social media feeds filled with claims that these were not natural disasters, but targeted attacks used military technology, NATO assets, and a facility in Alaska known as HAARP. The idea that a government can press a button and trigger a remote-controlled earthquake has firmly planted itself in the public consciousness. To see if there is any truth to these claims, we have to test them against the physical limits of our world. We are setting aside the grainy internet photos and social media threats to look strictly at the laws of thermodynamics. Every seismic event requires a specific amount of energy to physically fracture rock and move tectonic plates. We need to ask if humanity actually possesses the capacity to generate and deliver that much power. By calculating the math and physics of crustal dynamics, we get an objective answer to whether tectonic weapons actually exist. The moment magnitude scale is logarithmic. Each step represents a massive multiplier in energy release. Isolating the 7.8 Turkey-Syria earthquake, the energy released was 32 quadrillion joules. In physical terms, that equals the energy of 510 Hiroshima-sized atomic bombs detonating simultaneously. That immense volume of energy is consumed by the friction of fracturing rock and displacing miles of the Earth's crust along a fault line. An earthquake operates on a scale powered by global mantle convection. The elastic strain released completely dwarfs all human power generation in history. The most common suspect in these conspiracy theories is the High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, HAARP. In reality, it is a scientific facility in Alaska built to study the ionosphere, the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and space. This chart compares HAARP's 3.6 megawatt output against a 7.8 earthquake. Even running continuously, it would take HAARP over 300 years to generate that energy. Furthermore, its high-frequency radio waves bounce off conductive rock, unable to penetrate kilometers deep to where earthquakes originate. The facility lacks power by orders of magnitude, and the physics of radio transmission make it entirely incapable of delivering energy to deep seismogenic zones. The theories do draw on one accurate observation. Human activities like wastewater injection, hydraulic fracturing, and the impoundment of massive reservoirs absolutely can cause earthquakes. There is a strict difference between inducing and engineering an earthquake. This schematic demonstrates how fluid injection acts as a lubricant, triggering pre-existing tectonic tension, not splitting rock itself. Because we only trigger accumulated stress, these induced ruptures rarely exceed a magnitude 5.0. While these induced tremors certainly cause localized damage to brickwork and foundations, the energy released is a tiny fraction of a megathrust event. Human infrastructure can accidentally pull the trigger on a loaded tectonic gun, but we do not have the materials or the energy to build the gun ourselves. The irony of these modern internet theories is that during the Cold War, superpower governments actually spent years trying to invent tectonic weapons. The Soviet Union ran highly classified research programs codenamed Mercury and Volcano. Their goal was to use underground nuclear detonations to trigger distant earthquakes in enemy territory. As this deep underground perspective shows, detonating a nuclear weapon creates a powerful initial shockwave, but that energy rapidly dissipates. It fades into nothing when forced to compete with the sheer mass and ambient pressure of the Earth's crust. The military abandoned the research. If detonating nuclear warheads underground failed to engineer a targeted earthquake, the idea of doing it remotely with radio antennas is a physical impossibility. If the thermodynamic evidence so clearly disproves the existence of tectonic weapons, we have to ask why these myths continually surge after every major disaster. The answer lies in psychology. It is much easier to point the finger at a secret government villain than to accept the reality that we live on a highly active, chaotic planet where devastating natural events strike without warning. But spreading these theories carries a real cost. They divert public attention and crucial funding away from the things that actually save lives, like advanced early warning networks and strict seismic building codes. The true defense against an earthquake does not come from exposing secret antennas online. It comes from respecting the unimaginable power of the Earth's geology and doing the hard work of building infrastructure resilient enough to survive it.